Have a good day to all of you. Let me explain the guideline about the individual simplified scheme which was introduced by the Inland Revenue Department for the income tax year of assessment 2024-2025. The simplified scheme has been introduced by the Inland Revenue Department from previous year of assessment to eradicate the complex situation when filing the returns by the taxpayers. This return of income simplified scheme, we call it as a IITS, is specified by the Commissioner General of Inland Revenue under Section 126 because that under the Section 126 of the Inland Revenue Act number 24 of 2017. Whatever the forms given by the department should be specified by the Commissioner General. I must explain that once you fill this simplified return, all the guidelines issued by the department relating to the return of income individual for the year of assessment 2024-25 is similarly applicable to the IIT simplified scheme also. Therefore, you may refer the whatever the guideline issued by the department related to the year of assessment 2024-25 published at the IRD web portal www.ird.gov.lk. Therefore, I may advise to you before the filling this return, you may follow the guideline issued by the department. In terms of the section 113 1B of the Inland Revenue Act 24 of 2017, their returns electronically through the use of computer or mobile electronic devices. Let me to explain that what is the return of income individual simplified, that means the IITS. Inland Revenue Department has been introduced this IITS to the individual taxpayers in the country with an idea to further to simplify. Earlier also I explained that simply and apply easy method in filing of the return from year of assessment 2023-24 onward to increase the voluntary compliance up to maximum level. Then compliance means the both submission of the returns and the payments. Obviously, taxpayers may apply this IITS filing mechanism due to easiness of it. Let me to explain by whom apply this IITS scheme eligible criteria. There are few eligible criteria. I'll explain that. Person who have only primary employment or secondary employment, he can apply this IITS scheme. Income from resident solar panel as well as the interest income received from the bank or the financial institution, whatever the income from financial institution, they can enter this IITS scheme. As well as if you have a nil return, suppose that if you have a nil return, then you also qualify to attend to this scheme. Otherwise, the system will automatically transfer to you to normal standard return. If a person is not above categories or have qualifying payment or relief deductions other than personal relief 1.2 million and resident solar panel relief, not eligible to the simplified scheme. All other persons are not eligible for IITS have to be filed the standard return for the year of assessment 2024-25. When we consider the language, this return of income individual simplified is available with the three languages, Sinhala, Tamil and English. You may select the whatever the language you prefer, then you can obtain the return and you can enter into the RAMIS system. There are some I pointed out here that basically the main act is the number 24 of the 2000 Inland Revenue Act number 24 of 2017, as well as there are four amendments up to the 2025. Let me to explain about the what is a year of assessment. Basically, the year of assessment means the period of 12 months coming on the first day of April of any year and ending on the 31st day of March in the immediate succeeding year. That means the normal year of assessment, normally we are counting the January to December, But here tax year of assessment is considered the 1st of April to 31st of March from the succeeding year. This set of documents comprise two parts. One is the return form, other one is the statement of assets and liabilities. When we consider the assets and liabilities declaration, only new registered individual, taxpayer or a person has done any alteration on the assets and liabilities during the year of assessment. Suppose that he may done some disposal or done some additions of assets, settlement of liabilities, etc, etc. Then you may update these assets and liabilities. Otherwise, you don't need to update the assets and liabilities declaration. A person wish to file the return under this IITA scheme should fill the return form and the statement of assets and liabilities. If a person done the e-filing in the last year is not required to submit the assets and liabilities declaration, otherwise any alteration made, because that means the RAMIS system will automatically populate the last year declaration. If a person to do any alteration to declare assets and liabilities can done by editing the declaration. Next one is the due date of the returns. Every individuals are advised to furnish the duly completed returns on or before 30th of November 2025. How to fill the returns of income under the Simplified scheme? As all persons are required to be filed their return of income via electronically, it is need to be registered with the IRD for the e-filing. Therefore, you may follow all the guidelines published in the IRD web portal www.ird.gov.lk for further information related to the followings. First one is the obtaining a TIN. If you have already obtained the TIN, you don't need to get the TIN number once again. Then registration for e-filing, obtaining a PIN. You have to, after you registered for the e-filing, you can get the PIN, that is the personal identification number, that is the one kind of password to log into your RAMIS system. I'll explain that. First of all, you may enter into the IRD web portal. Then, as per the screen, then you can select the language you prefer. Then I here selected the English. There is a right side that e-service here. You can click the e-service. Then you can access to e-service. Access to e-service appear like this. Then you can select the individual taxpayer. Then click the proceed to login. After that, you can appear this screen. You have to enter your TIN number, my IRD PIN, the PIN you have already obtained. Then just type the whatever the English letters appeared in the screen here. Next part is login to system. Here you can select the whatever the period you are going to submit the returns. Then here we are consider the year of assessment 24-25. Then you can select the 24-25. Then dashboard will appear like this. Now you are entering into the return. Actually that for the year of assessment here, then you can click whatever is applicable to you. First is the employment income, secondary employment income, income from resident solar panel, interest income deducted by the AIT, deducted by the finance institution, nil return. If you click the 6, then you transferred into the normal standard return. If you are in 1 to 5, then you are entitled to this simplified scheme. Next page is you have to just mention that a resident and non-resident. I'll explain. The resident is counting based on the dates you are being in Sri Lanka. As per the Inland Revenue Act, it should be 183 days within the 12 months periods. If you are being in Sri Lanka, you are resident. If not, you have to select non-resident. And next one is the senior citizen. If you are a senior citizen, just click the yes. If not, then you just click the no. After that, you can appear this screen. The RAMIS system will automatically populate the whatever the details about your primary employment and secondary employment, as well as the AIT deducted by the bank and financial institution. That means the advance income tax deducted by the financial institution. When you file the return, you can cross check with your available certificates issued by the financial institution with these figures. If these figures are not matched with your certificates, you can alter these figures. It is you are permitted to do any alteration here. Suppose that one employee has not appeared their T10 certificate or the declaration by the employer, then you are entitled to enter the details, put in the primary employment, maybe the secondary employment. You have to select the one is here, then you have to enter your amount you received from the your employer. Same as the for the FD and the deposits and interest income, same scenario. You have to enter your if the RAMI system automatically not populated, then you have to enter the whatever the details you have with the detail certificates. This is the one kind of summary. Actually, that solar expense is allowed to that as a relief available with the return here. You can maximum limit is the 600,000 per annum for the year. Next one is you can go to the your summary sheet. You can recheck with the your assessable income relief on resident solar panel. Here it is as example. We allow 600,000 and personal relief is for this particular year 1.2 million. Then you can recheck the taxable income and the system automatically these figures have maybe populated. Then you may not need to enter the figures here. The system will automatically calculate your whatever the balance tax payable or refund claim. Then you can get some summary here. You can get the clear picture about your declaration. Next one is the part 2, that assets and liabilities. There are two kind of properties, that immovable properties and movable properties. Suppose that you have a land, then you have to enter this one. If you already entered in the last year, you don't need to enter here. Then here is as example motor car, and the Bank of Ceylon deposits amount is 5 million. Likewise, you can enter the whatever the assets and liabilities you have. Next one is the declaration part. If you are filling this form by yourself, you have to declare it that this form has been filled by yourself. If not, then you have authorized other person. It should be mentioned and whatever the details asked by the system. Then this is the declaration page. Next one is that this is the once again summary. Then you have to make sure about that your declaration and the details entered into the system. Then you have to recheck that details you have given. Part A is the approved accountant. Part B is the your details. These figures should be entered by yourself. You have to make sure. Then you have to upload these particular documents so into the RAMI system. A statement of assets and liabilities and T10 certificates and WHT certificates. Right, this is the last page. Then if you are satisfied about your declaration, make sure to get a printout before you submit this return, because after submitting you are not able to get the printout. Therefore, I advise you to get first of all, after checking, recheck it. So before submitting the your return to the system, get the printout, then submit it. After submitting the returns and the supporting documents, you may receive the acknowledgement. You may keep it for the future references. Thank you.